In the heart of a bustling city, there was a small, unassuming bakery known as Sweet Bites. The bakery was run by a young woman named Clara, who had inherited the family business after the untimely passing of her parents. Clara was passionate about baking. It was a craft she had learned from her mother, and it brought her a sense of comfort and connection to her past. However, things were not easy for her. The neighborhood had become more competitive, and big chain stores were drawing away her customers. Despite working tirelessly, Clara's business was struggling. One particularly rough evening, as Clara was cleaning up the bakery, she found herself overwhelmed by feelings of defeat. She sat down at a table, head in her hands, contemplating whether it was time to close the doors for good. As she wrestled with this decision, an old family friend, Mr. Thompson, walked in. Mr. Thompson was a retired baker who had known Clara's parents for years. Seeing the distress on Clara's face, he sat down across from her and gently asked what was wrong. Through tears, Clara explained the situation. Mr. Thompson listened patiently and then shared a story of his own. He told Clara about a time when he almost lost his own bakery. He had faced similar challenges: increased competition, financial struggles, and the temptation to give up. But instead of surrendering, he decided to innovate. He experimented with new recipes, introduced unique flavors, and reconnected with his community. Slowly but surely, his bakery thrived once again. Inspired by Mr. Thompson's story, Clara decided she wouldn't give up without a fight. She began to brainstorm new ideas, from hosting baking workshops to introducing a special monthly flavor inspired by customer suggestions. Clara also reached out to local food bloggers and set up a cozy corner in the bakery where customers could share their feedback. Word started to spread about the charming bakery, with the warm-hearted owner and her imaginative treats. Customers began to return, drawn by the quality and the personal touch that Clara brought to every aspect of her business. Over time, Sweet Bites grew in popularity, becoming a beloved local gem. Clara realized that the key to overcoming her challenges lay not just in hard work, but also in her creativity, adaptability, and connection to her community. And so, with the lessons of resilience and innovation learned, Clara carried on her family's legacy, her unbreakable spirit shining brightly through the sweet aroma that filled the air of Sweet Bites. In a quiet village nestled between misty mountains, lived a young woman named Elara. She was known for her radiant spirit and tireless dedication to her work as a weaver. Each day, she would gather natural fibers from the surrounding fields and forests and weave them into beautiful, intricate tapestries that told stories of her ancestors and the world around her. However, despite her skills, Elara struggled to make ends meet. The villagers admired her work, but often couldn't afford to buy her creations. One evening, feeling particularly disheartened, Elara sat by the river's edge and contemplated abandoning her craft. She watched as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue on the water. Just then, an old woman appeared beside her, seemingly out of nowhere. She introduced herself as Mara, a traveler and storyteller. Elara poured out her worries, and Mara listened intently. After a long pause, Mara spoke, her voice soft yet firm. "Elara, the world needs stories. Your tapestries are not just pieces of cloth. They are threads of history, hope, and dreams. You weave not just with fibers, but with your heart and soul. Do not let go of your gift." Inspired by Mara's words, Elara decided to continue weaving, but with a new purpose. She began to travel to nearby villages and towns, showcasing her tapestries and sharing the stories behind them. People were captivated by her passion and the tales she wove. Gradually, her reputation grew, and so did her income. Years passed, and Alera's tapestries became renowned far and wide. She established a workshop where she taught others the art of weaving and storytelling. Alera never forgot Mara's words and often shared them with her students. Her village, once quiet and unremarkable, became a hub of artistry and culture. Alera's journey from despair to triumph became a story in itself, a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of believing in oneself. And so, the threads of Alera's life continued to weave a tapestry of inspiration, touching countless hearts across the land. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, there lived an old man named Haruto. Known for his wisdom and tranquility, Haruto had spent his entire life tending to his orchard, nurturing the trees that bore the sweetest oranges in all the land. Haruto's only son, Akira, was a young man brimming with ambition. Unlike his father, Akira wished to leave the village and seek his fortune in the bustling cities beyond the hills. One crisp morning, Akira approached his father with his decision. "Father, I want to leave the village and make my mark on the world," he declared. Haruto understood the desires of youth and did not wish to hinder his son's dreams. With a gentle smile, he said, "Before you go, my son, let us spend one last day together in the orchard." Akira agreed, thinking it would be a final, nostalgic farewell. As they walked among the trees, Haruto began to share the lessons he had learned over the years. These trees, Haruto said, did not bear fruit overnight. They required patience, care, and hard work. Success is much like tending to an orchard. It needs nurture and time. Akira listened but remained resolute in his plans. Sensing his son's determination, Haruto handed Akira a small sapling. "Take this with you," Haruto instructed. "Plant it wherever you go and let it be a reminder that growth takes time." Akira nodded, appreciating the gesture, but he still yearned for the excitement of the city. Years passed, and Akira faced numerous challenges in pursuit of his dreams. The city was not as welcoming as he had imagined. Many endeavors failed, but Akira persevered, remembering his father's words. He planted the sapling in a small garden near his modest apartment. Tending to it became a ritual, a piece of home in the midst of chaos. One day, as Akira tended to the now flourishing tree, he realized that the patience and hard work his father had spoken of had not only nurtured the tree but had also shaped his character. The young man who once sought quick success had grown into a man of patience and resilience. Feeling a deep sense of gratitude, Akira decided to return to his village. When he arrived, he found Haruto in the orchard, still tending to the trees with the same care and devotion. "Father," Akira said, embracing him, "you were right. Success takes time, and I am ready to help tend to our orchard, both here and in life." Haruto smiled, his eyes reflecting pride and joy. Together, they continued to nurture the orchard, a living testament to the wisdom passed from one generation to the next. In a small village nestled between misty mountains, there lived a young woman named Era. Era was known throughout the village for her infectious smile and unwavering optimism. Despite the simplicity of her life, she exuded a happiness that many in the village envied. She had a tiny house with a modest garden where she grew vibrant flowers and wholesome vegetables. Every morning, Era would tend to her garden while singing cheerful tunes, her laughter echoing through the valley. One day, a wealthy businessman named Varun visited the village. Varun was highly successful, owning multiple industries and living a life of luxury. However, he was plagued by a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. Hearing about Era's unmatched happiness, Varun decided to pay her a visit, hoping to uncover her secret. Era welcomed Varun with open arms and offered him a simple meal of freshly picked vegetables. As they sat in her humble abode, Varun asked, "How is it that you are so happy with so little?" Era smiled warmly and replied, "True happiness doesn't come from having everything, but from appreciating everything you have. I find joy in the small moments, the bloom of a flower, the song of a bird, the laughter of friends." Varun was taken aback by her words. He realized that in his pursuit of success, he had overlooked the simple pleasures that life had to offer. Inspired by Era, Varun decided to spend a week in the village. During his stay, he joined Era in her daily routines, tending to the garden, sharing stories with villagers, and appreciating the beauty of nature. Once in the bustling city of Argentum lived a young woman named Clara. Ambitious and dedicated, she worked tirelessly at an advertising agency. Despite her diligence, she often felt unfulfilled. Every day was a flurry of deadlines, meetings, and metrics. Clara's dream of creating her own content seemed increasingly unattainable, buried under the weight of responsibilities and expectations. One evening, while working late yet again, Clara received a call from her grandmother. As they talked, her grandmother shared a story about her own life, about the risks she had taken to pursue her passion for painting. Inspired, Clara decided to make a change. She took a leap of faith and handed in her resignation the next day. The transition wasn't easy. Clara faced uncertainty, financial strain, and the skepticism of those around her. But she pressed on, fueled by her vision. She spent her days creating content that resonated with her heart, slowly building an audience that appreciated her authenticity. Months passed, and Clara's work began to gain traction. Her platforms grew, not just in numbers, but in engagement. People found inspiration in her stories, and brands began to take notice. One particular video, where Clara talked candidly about her journey, went viral. Offers came pouring in, and soon she was collaborating with names she had once admired from afar. But success wasn't just about numbers or collaborations. Clara found joy in the freedom to create, in the messages of gratitude from her audience, and in the fulfillment of living her truth. One evening, as she sat in her cozy studio, she reflected on her journey. It was a path filled with ups and downs, fear and excitement, but it was hers. And in that moment, Clara realized that success wasn't just about achievement, it was about happiness. It was about waking up every day with a purpose, about touching lives and being true to oneself. Clara's story became a beacon for many, a testament to the idea that true success is intertwined with happiness. It reminded everyone that while the path might be daunting, pursuing one's passion can lead to a life of profound fulfillment. And so, Clara continued to inspire, creating a legacy that combined both success and happiness, showing that the two were not mutually exclusive, but rather beautifully interconnected.